Get social with us at Trans Radio UK on Twitter and Facebook.
Hit music.
Your radio, your station. Playing hits 24 hours a day.
This is my station.
Transradio.co.uk. This is transradio.co.uk.
Now, it gives me great pleasure to welcome, fresh from Portugal, Susie Green, the CEO of Mermaids. She's also recently just won an award at the Brit LGBT Awards for outstanding contribution to LGBT plus life. So, hi, Susie.
Hi there.
Hi, many thanks for coming on. So, yes, you are the CEO of Mermaids, which I'm sure most of our listeners will have heard of. But those that haven't, if you can just give us a little rundown of what Mermaids do and what Mermaids can offer.
So we are a charity that supports transgender children, young people and their families. We also do quite a lot of work with professionals in the field as well who are supporting young people. And we have a helpline and email service. We do weekend residentials. We have 8 local groups across the country that we're hoping to extend. We've got an online parents forum, an online teens forum, and we basically provide, hopefully, a sense of community for people who feel very isolated and alone and help to reduce that.
Okay, cool. And how can people there be a young transgender person?
Sorry, didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry, okay. Yeah, can you hear me now?
No, you're still really low, sorry.
All right, that's all right. Oh, I'll try and turn it up a little bit on the system. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I can just about hear you.
Just about, right, okay. That's not really good. We should be loud and clear, which is not great, but there we go. Okay, yes, so a young transgender person, how will they be able to contact you?
Well, we've got a helpline. So that operates from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. During the weekday, so Monday to Friday. We've got an online chat that we operate on an evening from 7 until 9. We've also got an email service, so people can email us on info@mermaidsuk.org.uk. We also, if people join our Young People Forum, which is for young people who are between 12 and including 19 years of age. We also offer a support service by text, so that if young people are feeling a bit vulnerable, a bit upset, need somebody to talk to maybe air some things that are happening with them, then we can support that too. So there's a variety of different ways that you can get in touch with us. Once a young person comes to us and goes through a process of, because we have to be really careful that young people are, that anybody that contacts us that wants to get onto the young people group are genuine, then we run a series of checks and conversations, etc. And once they're on our youth forum, that means they get access to our youth groups, which means they get access to our residential weekends. And one of the things that we're really excited about, which is coming up at the end of June, is we're going to be holding a prom for trans young people. So we know that a lot of young people can't get to their own proms because they might be too anxious, they might not be able to go themselves. So we're holding an event for young people to be able to come as their authentic self, and we'll support them to do so, and hopefully provide an evening's entertainment that they'll never forget.
Well, I've got to say, I think the prom sounds great. Now, I've got to ask her, when and how did you first hear about Mermaids?
Started 20 years ago. So my then 4-year-old, who was identified as male at birth, he was never a particularly sort of masculine little boy, but I wasn't terribly concerned about that because, he was a tiny kid. But at 4 years old, she told me that God had made a mistake and that she should have been a girl. And to be honest, like 20 years ago, that to me was, I had no idea about what to do. I had no idea about what to do. I had no idea about where to turn. It explained so many things for me about the way that she was and the way that she carried herself and the things that she liked. But at the same time, I was not willing to fall into stereotypes of this is what boys like and this is what girls like. so I'd sort of, I don't know why. I just thought I've got a very sensitive little boy, and I thought that the likelihood was that he would be gay. And then she told me, no, I'm a girl. And then she kept telling me I'm a girl. And I found Mermaids when she was 6 years old. So Mermaids existed, and was set up in 1995 by a number of parents going to the Tavistock and Portman service. And I found a phone number online and spoke to somebody when Jackie was 6 years old. And to be fair, I sort of got involved in varying degrees onward going from then. And to be honest, it was the only people that I could speak to about a situation that nobody had a clue about in terms of my family, friends, colleagues, wider circles. Nobody knew what to do. And to be fair, neither did I.
So last week you was awarded a prize or an award at the Brits LGBT Plus award ceremony, where he was given an award for outstanding contribution to LGBT plus life. Absolutely fantastic that you've won this award. Just interested into how you heard that you'd actually been nominated.
I got the email telling me that I was in the top 10, and to be fair, for me, that was just astounding. I was blown away by the fact that the work that I do with Mermaids and within Mermaids had been recognised in such a way. And for me, that was enough. I was like, this is fabulous. And to be absolutely clear, I knew that there were, a number of people got tickets to go along to the evening. And I was really, really pleased that I was one of those people that got tickets to go along to the evening. I didn't know how many others. And I went along fully expecting just to have a great evening with a load of people that I knew, because our patrons, Hannah and Jake, were there, and they just got married, and I hadn't seen them from before since they got wed. And I was like, this is just going to be such an opportunity to meet with all the people that I really care about, that are part of the LGBT community. And I had absolutely no expectations at all, because, the people that were in the same category as me, I thought stood head and shoulders above me in terms of the work that they had done. So I just thought I was going along, I was going to get fed, I was going to have a load of drinks, and I was going to meet some really fantastic people and network with some new people. So that was as far as my expectations went.
So with yourself being a charity, obviously there's going to be some degree of funding that's needed. Is there anything that any of our listeners can do? Any kind of events that they can do, enter, put on, etc.?
We have so many hugely generous people who are doing marathons for us, who are jumping out of planes for us, who are holding bake sales for us. We just need people to continue to do this, because what we have in terms of money that we go for grants for, and we are going for grants, and we've increased the numbers of staff that we have, because the delivery in terms of our services, in terms of help, has increased so much. So literally we've gone from hundreds of emails and phone calls sort of 5-6 years ago to like literally just under 5,000 this year alone. So we've gone from 400 people in our parents group to over 1,300, and 150 young people to over 500 on our youth groups. And all of those people need our support. It all needs processing. We need to keep them safe. It all requires work, time, etc. So if you want to do something for us, look up mermaidsuk.org.uk. You've got links to our fundraising site. If you just want to, drop a one-off donation, that's amazing, and we'll appreciate that massively. If you want to do an event for us, fantastic. If you want to hold a bake sale, we are so grateful for community support, and we've had lots of it. I think that we see the work that we do changes lives. The thing for me that's really sad is one of the sources of our funding last year was 4 funeral collections from young people who took their own lives. And you know what? I don't want any more of those. I want this to be a celebration, but actually what we do know is that transphobia kills. So let's make it a celebration of trans life, and we need to be there to create a community to help people have the knowledge of what rights they have, and we need to be able to support people to achieve the best outcomes for themselves if they're a young trans person, or for their children if they're a parent.
Well, I'm sure the listeners think that what you do is absolutely amazing, and I hope that the organisations continue to support you.
Thank you.
So a hot topic of a conversation recently has been the Genderquake documentary, and more so the debate. Just like to know what your views on both of these are.
I just thought, why are we being debated? You know, why is it okay to have somebody at the table who basically says that trans kids, trans young people, trans people don't exist? Why is it okay for this to be a debate? This is not a debate. Trans people exist. We've all, you know, our young people, you know, trans people have always existed. The damage it does, being invalidated constantly, time and time again in the media, is immense. And the fact that Channel 4, who've previously been so excellent, that they hosted this, and not only did they host it, but they encouraged the audience to heckle the trans women on the panel. I think it's shameful. What is going on? Would you have somebody from the Ku Klux Klan sat opposite somebody who's talking about a racist intervention program? No. So why is it acceptable for people who basically say that trans people do not exist? Why is it acceptable for them to be on the table? There is no debate. This should stop.
Absolutely everything that you said there. Yes, totally agree. And yeah, I thought it's we shouldn't be such a topic for for people going out there for entertainment. You know, we are all human. There's a lot of press at the moment as well, which is not great. And it does need to stop. So totally with you on that. Right, so what else have you got planned? What else is in the line for you?
So obviously we've got our trans prom coming up, which we're really excited about, and so we've got 50 young people who are coming along to that, and we want to give them a night to remember. And we know a lot of those young people will not be able to attend their own proms because they'll be too anxious, they won't be able to go as themselves. So that's coming up. We've got residential weekend coming up this weekend. So literally, 18th through to the 20th, we've got a residential weekend. So that's, we've got about 75, 76 people coming along for a weekend, and that's an opportunity. Families, young people come together, and we hold talks, and we talk about different ways that they can support their children and young people, and we also give workshops for the young people. And some of that's based around self-esteem and trying to lift young people. And we've got role models who come along to those events who talk about the fact that, you know, they've come through this, they've come through the worst times, and they may, you know, and they've got lives, they've got families, they've got partners, they've got careers. We want to show that being trans is not something that is necessarily a totally bad thing. We want to be celebrating the fact that trans lives matter. We've got another 2 of those this year after that one. And we've got a new legal person coming into the team in July, and that's to provide some in-house support, because we get a lot of families and young people coming to us with issues around discrimination, prejudice, hate crime. And so what we're trying to do is provide some support in-house so that we can provide a more direct service rather than having to farm off to external legal firms.
Brilliant. Well, I think the service that you offer is absolutely fantastic, and it's really, really needed in the community. I'd like to thank you for all the work that you do, and your team. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and hopefully, you know, anyone out there that's listening and can help in any way, shape or form we'll get in contact with you.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. We do hope to speak to you again at some point. Once again, massive congratulations on winning the award. Totally and utterly deserved. Think you're all doing a fabulous job, and yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Susie. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Again, hope to speak to you again at some point soon.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks. Take care. See you now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is transradio.co.uk.
Hit music.
Your radio, your station. Playing hits 24 hours a day.
This is my station.
Transradio.co.uk. This is Trans Radio. Transmitting throughout the UK and the world.